It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower, our mission is to inspire. And our mission at the end of the day is to provide you, that's right, you, the hard-working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Jennifer Williams. That's right, she's in the building. And she'll be talking about financial literacy, like building credit, like for your business. Is that even possible? We'll figure that out in a moment. What's going on, Jennifer? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. How are you today?
Thank you so much for being on the show, and shout out to Janelle for connecting us. She's an amazing person, and thank you for watching, by the way. I know you have a lot of options out there. We appreciate you allowing us to stream into your home or your mobile device, wherever you are right now. Thank you. Look, as we get started, I'm going to ask an obvious question. It might be a silly question, but financial literacy, what does that even mean these days? I mean, it means different things to different people. So as we talk about financial literacy, what's your definition of financial literacy, and what's holding people back these days?
Financial literacy is to me, about knowledge. Knowledge about credit, about habits and things like that. A lot of people do not have that. They lack that because of the lack of knowledge that they're being taught. And a lot of people kind of like blame like their parents. And I always say, how can you blame your parents if they didn't know? So I always say you're never too early, too young and too old to learn about saving money, what credit is, how to build it, how to save, different things like that.
We say to the persons out there right now and they're listening, they're like, you know what? Financial literacy, that made a whole lot of sense what you just said. But here's the question. A number of folks who are watching are business owners, and we're talking about business credit. So what do you say to the person that says, look, my credit has been, I'm gonna use the word jacked up, ladies and gentlemen. I've been there before. I filed bankruptcy, so it's not a therapy session. But what do you say to people who struggling? Is it possible to still establish business credit? And if so, what are some of the steps to do that?
So it is possible to actually have build business credit while you have jacked up personal credit. So only thing I could suggest is stay away from the personal guarantor accounts, like anything dealing with the banks where you have the personal guarantor accounts like business loans, business credit cards from the bank itself. Now, however, are there accounts out there that you don't have to be a personal guarantor? Meaning, like, so say if your business filed bankruptcy or your business dissolved. So when you're not a personal guarantor, those accounts go with the business. It will not affect you personally. So only way it affects you personally if you personal guarantor saying, hey, I'm responsible for this account if something happens to my business. Now that falls into place when you're trying to get business lines of credit, business like commercial loans, things like that. I want to say bank business credit cards. Now there are no personal guarantor major credit cards like the Capital on Tap, the DV, things like that. But I've written a book about how to build business credit. What I did specifically 4 years ago, it took me 60 days to generate a payday score. I'm one of those type of people, I'm relentless. Did nobody teach me nothing? I just studied. And once I studied how to do it and I built that payday score, guess what I did? I put it in the book and I wrote it for other entrepreneurs. Everything that you need to have in place step by step before you attempt to apply for business credit. Some of like the simplest things you need to have not a Gmail, but a business email, a business phone number, a business address. You need to be listed on 411. So it is possible that you have like a 500 personal credit score, but however, you can build the business up because you are separated from your personal.
And for the folks that you're working with today, or someone that's listening, because a number of folks are dualpreneurs. They work a full-time job and they're a full-time entrepreneur. And they said, don't worry, she's going to tell you the name of the book. She said she wrote a book. I know they all listen like, Shay, what's the name of the book? She didn't say the name of the book. Shay, I didn't hear the name of the book. Before I even ask the next question, can you tell them the name of the book, who the book
The
is
build
for? You started getting into a little bit why it was written. But I know y'all all are like Googling her right now. We'll get into her backstory in just a second, but I can't leave them hanging. They want to know what's the name of the book.
So the book is called How to Build Business Credit. It is on Amazon, it's on Lulu, and it's on my website, www.all, the letter N, number one tax, comebackjw.com. So you can go to my website, you can get a signed copy, and it's available on Amazon. I've actually written 4 books about financial literacy, and all of them are on Amazon, Lulu. A couple of them are on Walmart as well, and they're all on my website.
You know, she's written 4 books, ladies and gentlemen. She's just gonna drop that on you like that. I like that. I like that. So, with all the information that's out there these days, why are they still so hesitant? I mean, why are entrepreneurs still hesitant to take that step to build that business credit?
Because
Like,
people don't want to invest
why?
in them. They don't want to invest in themselves. So, I mean, something as simple as spending $300 to take your business to the next level, they don't want to do it. I'm gonna tell you something. My backstory is 4 years ago, I started. Matter of fact, it was 5 years ago because it was the middle of the pandemic. I had $15 to my name. That was the brokest I ever been in my life. God told me it was time to apply for the loan for my business. I'm like, I only got $15. And then God said, what did I tell you to do? I listened to what God told me to do. I went in there, filled out that business loan to buy my commercial property that I'm sitting there right now, that's in the back, that I've been here for 4 years. I applied for a loan with $15. I put $1,500 that I had in my business account, which I did not know how I was gonna close on the business, on the loan, anything like that. I didn't know. But I trusted and believed in God. I did. That's the only thing I can say. I stood on faith. And guess what? I'm here 4 years later. The thing is, people don't want to invest in themselves because you're too busy looking at what you do and don't have. If God gave you a vision and a dream, He said, go for it. I got you. And that's the thing, that people don't want to have faith in what God has implanted in them. Everything I'm doing is a faith walk. It's a lot of things I did not have money to do. But here I am. I started off, remember, I said I had $15 when I applied for the loan. I only had one property. Now, guess what? I got 4 properties. Got to give you more than what you asked for. All you got to do is take that simple leap of faith. Believe in yourself, believe in the vision, believe in the dream. A lot of times people is so scared because they're looking at what I do and don't have. They're scared of failure. Well, what if I was to tell you that failure is part of success, about the journey? Because what doesn't work, then you know, like, all right, this didn't work for me. Well, now let's try it again. I'm one of those people. It's a couple things did not work out for me. Did I stop? No, because I'm like, all right, I feel like God is saying, go about it another way. Figure out another way if you really want it, if you really believe in it. But a lot of times, a lot of people do not believe in themselves. They don't feel like that they are capable to do the things that they're feeling on the inside. So guess what? They go back to working for somebody else. I've been working for myself for 5 years. Not only do I create employment for myself, but other people as well. So I told myself when I got fired 5 years ago, a week before the pandemic, I said it's now or never. And I just jumped in and I went hard with it. So that's the thing, is people don't want to put in the work. Anything that you're trying to do, any lengths you're trying to go through, trying to be successful, it's not gonna be no cakewalk. It's gonna be some tears. You're gonna have to pull your sleeves up. You're gonna cry. You're gonna say, I'm done. You know, all the time. You're gonna go broke all the time. But again, is that gonna stop you? Some people, yes. But only the strong survive. And that's the thing, is people don't believe in themselves and they don't want to invest in themselves.
I like
It's
that. I
been,
mean, I like how you summed that up and put the ownership back on the person. Because
yeah.
here's the good news: you can do this. I mean, that's the good news. The decision is yours. But I'm curious. You make it seem so easy. What do you say to the person? Because sometimes you hear the saying that you've got to feel like doing something to take action, right? But you're able to take action in the face of the unknown, in the face of fear, in the face of losing everything. How are you able to keep taking action like that? I know you mentioned your faith. What are some other reasons why you're able to take action while others just stay stagnant?
I believe in providing generational wealth, open up doors for the up and coming generation. And I feel like the things that I'm doing right now is some of my ancestors or people attempted, but I'm going all the way with it. And at the end of the day, is it has not been no easy journey. Some days I'm worn out, I'm tired, but I feel like this is bigger than me. Even my granny told me, baby, you don't understand the things that you're doing. My own grandmother told me, thank you for what you was doing for this family. I appreciate you. Do you not know that that just meant the world to me? that somebody say, I'm proud of you and thank you for what you're doing for this family. Because like I said, like if people can get in my head and understood and seen the vision, the things that I'm trying to do, I don't want my grandkids or great grandkids to be born into poverty. I want them to have something. So the thing is, I'm working my butt off to provide, to create a blueprint. And one of these grandbabies or greats, they gonna take it to the next level. They gonna take off. I'm gonna hand them the baton and they're gonna take off running. So the thing is, I look at what it's about is greater than me. And that's what keeps me going, because I feel like in my mind that I am destined to be something, um, go somewhere. And I feel like I can't give up on myself, even when I'm tired.
Well said. And as you were speaking and saying that, I was curious. You have a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. She has several businesses. She's written several books. She's got a lot of responsibility going on. And just so you know, our audience might be curious, how are you able to have so many balls in the air and juggle everything and still find time to take care of yourself without being guilty? And I'll frame it for you so you know the audience. Our audience, a good part of our audience are dualpreneurs. They work a full-time job and they're a full-time entrepreneur, if that makes sense, by the way. A number of them are saying, Shay, let them know I have a husband or I have a wife or I have kids or I have a caregiver. Or somebody wants you to know right now that, wait a minute, I'm involved in my community or I'm involved in the church. Shay, I got a lot going on and I feel overwhelmed. How is she able to do all this and not feel overwhelmed? I know it's a loaded question, and still take care of yourself without feeling guilty.
I say self-care because for a while I was actually working every single day. I would be responding to clients at 10, 11 o'clock at night. You got to set boundaries. That's the number one key, and know when to step back. Like this past weekend, I stayed in the house the whole weekend. I didn't even come out. I was extremely tired. I wanted to rejuvenate because I knew this week was going to be an extremely busy week for me. Know how to listen to your body. And like with me, I have started to delegate responsibilities to people because for a while I was doing everything myself, and that's why I was physically drained. So now is one of my businesses. I got two drivers for my transportation business. I don't even have to drive no more. They running that. Then I have my tax business. I got two assistants and another tax preparer. They take care of those things like that. So I started to delegate because I had, how can I say, this is something, all these businesses is something I'm building from the ground up. None of these are franchises that I got for anybody, bought for anybody. So the thing was, I was very skeptical and didn't really trust people, especially with my tax business. I have clients that's all over. I don't just work with people in Indiana or Illinois. My clients are all over. And some of my clients never met me before. So that means a lot to me that people trust me. So the thing was, I had issues with trusting people. So now is I prayed about it that God sends some really good people into my life. So I started delegating duties and started taking like a day off during the week for me, because I feel like if you good and great at what you do, people gonna be there for you. They're gonna wait on you. But I was so busy, scared, thinking like, oh, they're gonna go to somebody else. Oh my God, I gotta answer the phone at 10, 11 o'clock at night. So now is I set up boundaries and I do not take my work home. I do have a work office, but I do not work in it no more. Because I said when I come home, my home life is my home life. When I'm at work, my work is my work. So you just got to set boundaries for yourself and know when to say, all right, self-care. Let me step back. Because again, if you worn down in the ground, how you going to be any good to anybody? You got to take care of you first. And I do not feel guilty in telling people no at all.
Well,
But
one
people,
thing that I enjoy is your humor and how you're able to blend that in. And I'm curious because you have several businesses. You talk about bringing people aboard and doing work when you're not there, which I know for a number of entrepreneurs listening, like, oh my gosh, Shay, she's able to trust someone. Like, two-part question. They jump in and ask her right away, Shay, wait a minute. What does she look for when she's looking to work, bring someone into her company that's going to represent her? Because some hesitation for folks once they even have the money is, man, nobody can do it like me. And so they try to do everything. And as a result, they don't get a lot done. So the question, I guess, straightforward to you is, what do you look for when you're bringing someone aboard to your company? And how are you able to release that trust that someone can represent your company and you're not there?
So I'm one of those people. I do background, extensive background. I do background checks, and I go to like the website for like the mycase.gov to pull and see if people got cases and stuff like that. I look at people's social media. How do you carry yourself on social media? Because that's big for me. If you're out there drinking, smoking, things like that, acting the fool on social media, that's a no go for me. I look for straight professionalism. What you do at home shouldn't be broadcasted on social media, things like that. I'm just looking for professional people who love the craft, um, who don't mind being a vessel to help other people. I look for passion. That's what I'm looking for. Honest people, loyal, all of those different things to make a well-rounded person knowledgeable. Knowledge is key because the thing is, people come to us looking for help. So it's like, I'm one of those people, like, even when I'm doing credit repair, when I'm teaching the class, teaching people how to do credit repair for other people, I can't just go skip all the way to just show you how to perform the services. No, no. Somebody called me on the phone. Jennifer, what do I need to do to get my credit up? Do you not know I could look at their credit report in less than 30 seconds and tell them what they can do just by reading the report? That comes with what? Knowledge. So if you don't have that, how can you help somebody? So I'm looking for those type of people, just like well-rounded people who love what they do, love giving back, helping, sympathy, empathy, all of those different things. Because like some of my clients come in my office, sometimes they have 2 or 3 hours. It ain't always be about business. Sometimes I be feeling like I'm their therapist because they trust me that much. So I'm looking for some really good people, because when you come into my office, people tell you this is not a typical tax office. I always tell people, Google me before you come in. I'm Googleable.
I love it, boy. The humor is funny. I love it. This is fun. One of the questions I get to ask when I have time, and I have some time now, is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? Now, I'm going to frame it for the audience. When I actually come off the mountain with the 10 Commandments here, but you probably read more books than you can remember these days. You probably watched a lot of videos. You've had a lot of experience. Some people have coached you. Maybe some people you've written checks to have consultants around. But if you had to step back and say, wow, Shay, here's one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given, what is it and why is it so important to you?
I'm gonna just tell you, like, it's something simple. You probably don't think it. Somebody told me a long time ago, stay the course. Because it was times that I wanted to give up, and I just felt like things wasn't happening fast enough. The life that I'm living right now, this is something that I put on the vision board almost 10 years ago. I didn't think it was going to ever happen. And the thing is, like, you breaking barriers and you doing certain things and you just thinking like, man, this ain't going to never happen. And you do sometimes want to throw in the towel. And it was just something simple, stay the course.
Stay consistent. I love that. You may have heard this before, that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do people struggle with most? I think they struggle with consistency. So I like stay the course. And then we're coming down the home stretch, but is there one idea? Because I like this financial literacy, which you can do for them really, really well. But I also like the idea that once she gives you something, you've got to go do the work. What is some, maybe a technique or an idea that you use so you can not only stay the course, but stay consistent?
Believing in myself, executing the vision, just being faithful in what I'm doing. Because sometimes you think like, all right, maybe I ain't doing this, I ain't doing enough of that. But believing in yourself is the key for me. Sometimes a lot of people don't believe in themselves. And that's the one thing I can't say, that I know who I am, what I represent. And I know the things that I am doing, because a lot of things I'm doing right now is because I want to better myself, not just for me and my company or my family, but my clients as well. Because the more I know, the more I could teach them and help them as well. I'm in a course right now that I'm working through tax season and doing all this other. I'm worn out, but I'm excited because I'm learning a lot of things that I can help other people with as well. Because it's like one hand washes the other. When you pull this person up, somebody gonna pull you up. It just keep going just like that.
I love it. As we come down the home stretch, thanks for sharing so many nuggets, by the way. So come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm looking to work with these days, if any, if you're taking on any clients? And number two, how can folks best connect with you? How can they stay in this conversation if they want to get their credit looked at? If they want to build financial literacy, what's the next step for the person watching right now?
So I'm looking for any type of clients. If you want to get your taxes done, you need your credit fixed. You want to start your business, because I do business startup. I do currently work with, now just actually added a fifth bank today, far as like helping with getting funded for my clients, for individuals or business owners, things like that. So best you can reach me is at 219-206-2415. That's my office number. And our website is www.all, the letter N, number one, taxjw.com. And that's the website. And you can email me as well. J Williams, the @ ALL, the letter N, number one, taxjw.com.
Well, let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I appreciate it. Can't wait to have you back again and help people not only get the credit, but you're on the other side helping them know how to use the credit wisely so they can have their money make more money. Does that make sense? Borrow people's money to make more money?
Hello. Bingo.
I thought I'd just toss that in there, by the way. So thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, well, we don't have a show. So we appreciate you showing up. We appreciate you allowing us to stream into your home. And I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, that you're amazing, that you're incredible, that today, in fact, is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. I'm out. Thanks a lot. We gone, everybody. Peace.